Hi everyone, Amber Kanoy here with Everyday Kentucky. We're visiting the Kentucky Blood Center today with Cassidy Napier, and you're actually a phlebotomist here. So tell me a little bit about your personal story and how you ended up here.
So I kind of donated in high school every now and again, and then later on in life my dad got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Unfortunately, he did pass away from that 16 days after he was diagnosed, but I then started kind of job hunting, and the Kentucky Blood Center popped up, and they will train you on the job, and that's something that I really needed. And so I applied and I got accepted. I started and it turned into something that I just love to do on a daily basis. It's less work when you're laughing with your coworkers and actually able to do your job and help people and listen to their stories just as much as they listen to yours.
So some of the people that you've worked with, not necessarily here at the Kentucky Blood Center, but some of the donors that have come in. Tell us about that.
Most of them are more than open to talk about why they're there and more than open to talk about experiences they've had, whether it's with a family member or themselves. And when you're able to kind of listen to them and hear their perspective on blood donation and how it's helped them in a personal view, and especially myself since I have a personal story as well, then they will turn around and ask you pretty much almost every time. They'll be like, so why did you start becoming a phlebotomist at the Kentucky Blood Center? And I'm more than honest with them. I'm happy to tell them about my dad. It doesn't hurt me. It makes me sad sometimes, but when I talk to people like that and I'm able to tell them and they're like, that's an inspirational story, it really helps me put a more passionate look at my job and actually be able to connect with it on a personal and emotional level.
So given you have such a personal story and why you're here, what would you say to somebody who's maybe never donated before?
There's a lot of fear behind donation. A lot of people will turn it into something that it's not. The needle is this long, it's this big, it's really scary, like I've passed out, this and that, and those things do happen, and it is a possibility when you come into the room. 9 times out of 10, donors will come in, they'll get stuck, and it won't be a problem because the phlebotomist will talk to them, will converse back and forth about what they're doing this weekend or something like that. So just kind of coming in with an open mindset is a lot easier than coming in with a clouded one, and I think that social media or just like kids in school, they'll talk about it and it's always kind of a negative shield over it, even though it's a positive thing. Like you're saving lives. 1 unit can save up to 3 lives.
Wow.
And those that are scared typically just kind of shy away.
Focus on that negative, yeah.
They do, yeah. And I think that a way that we could kind of reverse that is just showing more stories, talking about people who have personal experiences and emotional experiences with blood donations, whether they needed one themselves or a family member needed one, just kind of puts it in perspective for the people who are, oh, that's a big needle. It kind of makes it more accessible and more real when you do that.
All right, help us save lives. Stop by and visit the Kentucky Blood Center or go online.